How bad is your OCD? Welcome back to another episode of Midlife Playbook. This is Matt, as always, here with Naeem.
And you know it.
Let's have a drink, get this party started.
All right.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh, when did this get in the way? What happened here?
You did all those adjustments.
I know.
Now
I
you
was
gotta get
dead
used to
set
it
on doing it. Now it's in the way.
Mhm.
Before we get to how bad your OCD is,
You serious? He's starting with the damn cell phone. We're not 30 seconds into this damn episode. Here goes your cell phone.
Did you know that a dime has 118 ridges around its edge?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
So how bad is your OCD? So the story behind this, today at work, and the guy listens to this, so he's going to know I'm talking about him, and I cleared it with him, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We had to take a company vehicle to run an errand. We had to stop for gas. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and I want to see, since you drive a gas car now,
Mm-hmm.
what you would do. You know when you're pumping gas and you set it on an auto pump?
Yep.
And when it fills up, clicks, turns off,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're pumping gas, your bill, your pump shuts off at $99.22, shuts off.
The hell are you guys driving where you put $99 worth of fuel into
It's
something?
a diesel truck.
Oh,
$99.22. What's your next move?
I pull the nozzle out, I put it back in the gas pump, and I drive away.
Thank you.
That's
He jumped my case because I did not round up.
Why do you need to round
I
up?
rounded up to 99.25, pulled it out, put it on the hook. He
That's
lost
it.
his mind that I didn't round up to the next whole dollar amount,
Well,
which would have been $100.
there's two problems with that.
Right.
The first problem is you're not supposed to top off a gas tank.
Correct.
All right. The second, I could see if you're paying cash. Were you guys using a card or cash?
No, using a company card.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, yes, granted, you have $100 bill. I don't want 3/4 back.
Right.
Just bring it up to 100.
Yeah.
Here's a $100 bill. I walk out. If it's a credit card, who cares?
Right. So his
So, yeah.
OCD take over so bad. Like he was in his feelings about this for about 3 hours after this happened.
What is his not his title, but what is his duty at work?
He is in charge of my receiving department.
Okay.
So he's in charge.
Okay.
Right. So he supervises a team of guys and they're in charge of receiving.
Okay.
So,
Like shipments. You guys
Yeah,
get supplies
yeah,
delivered.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he
And
makes sure
he's
everything
unloading
is-
trucks, and that's kind of his.
So all day long, he's doing checks and balances.
No, there's another department that does inventory to an extent. Yes,
Okay.
there are stuff in his that he is checking and balancing, but that's kind of unrelated. So in his personal life, I was talking to him about it. He goes, in my car, if my bill is $31.02, I am pumping until it gets to $32.
Why?
Because that's just what he has to do. His OCD takes over to the point where he cannot stand to see anything under $33, an even number.
It's got to be an even number.
It doesn't even matter. It could be $12.42. He's rounding it up to 13 when he's pumping gas.
So is he the guy that goes into a room and needs to hit a light switch 3 times?
No, it's not that bad. But
Okay.
at least I think it's not that bad. So he's a really good dude. I've worked with him for a decade.
Oh, I'm not talking shit
But
about him. I'm
this
just trying
is-
to understand.
This is funny. So
better.
this turned into a whole thing at work where we started asking other people and started realizing that he's not the only one.
But why?
I don't
Unless
know.
you're using cash, I don't get it.
So here's where I'm going to put this out to our listeners. Midlife Playbook Podcast at gmail.com. And if you're on YouTube, comment in our comment section, because I am genuinely interested to know how many people are swayed to the round up to the next dollar, or you're just pulling it out and going, because you're right. Car people will tell you once that thing turns off, pull it off. It has to do with your EPAP system or something, because there's a hose in there, and
So you want to know if people leave
round
it
up
in
or
and
leave as is.
leave it in and drain the hose, or
Leave
do
as-
they pull out
Yes.
before
Well,
they fill it up?
I don't think you can fill it up if you
Do
pull
you-
out.
Wait, oh,
But what?
are you following me at all?
Yes,
right now?
I am. I didn't think we were talking about filling our car with gas.
Do you pull and pray, or do you?
Well, I don't have to pull and pray anymore.
There you go. You
Um,
sure? You're clear?
Well, so sample has been mailed, so we'll see.
That's right. We'll see.
We will see.
And if
So
you've been careless
right.
in
We'll
this
see
time,
that
we'll
too.
see that.
So no, I want to know if the mindset is, are you rounding up in general? Are you okay with like $32.12? Are you okay with that? Or are you rounding up? Are you making it 32.50? Are you rounding up to 33? I'm generally interested in this because to me, I will sometimes round up to, let's say it's 37 cents. I'll round it up to 40,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to the next dollar.
You know what's so weird is I've had an electric car for so long,
Yeah.
6 years,
Hmm.
that I number 1, I don't pay attention to gas prices because I haven't had to for 6 years.
Right.
So it doesn't even register with me to look on the billboard to see how much the gas is.
Right. Because you're not,
But recently I have been because that gas tank, the damn thing's a gas guzzler.
oh, yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, is there really a big difference between paying 289 and 293? No.
No,
I'm not switching sides of the
no,
street to do that.
no,
But
no.
I'm not paying 289, or I'm sorry, 379 when I know there's 289 gas
Yeah.
right
That's
around the
different.
corner. That's a
That's
huge
different.
difference.
Yeah.
That could be a $20 difference,
5 or
20 gallon
6
tank,
cents, you're not
you know?
gonna notice over a 20-gallon tank.
No, absolutely not. But so the reason I was saying that is, oh, I forgot why I was saying that. Shit.
Well, while you're doing that,
I'll
let me tell you
remember in a
this. So I
second.
actually looked up some stuff on here because he started looking stuff up and started sending me articles. See, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only
Yeah,
one.
where did it go after this is what I wanna know, and how
So,
many other people at work got involved?
oh boy. So we probably ended up asking around 12 to 15 people,
Okay.
and it was split pretty even.
Really?
Yeah. Like people,
Why?
so I think it's the psychology of seeing the numbers. I don't know why, because it doesn't bother me. Right. So I can't speak. That's why I want to hear opinions of people that, like, when they're at the gas station, it has to be $32 even. It can't be 31.97. It's got to be 32. I don't understand it because it's not a thing for me,
Mm-mm.
but I would love to hear why.
It's definitely not a thing for me, and before you read that, I
Yeah.
I I remembered what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I don't even look to see how much it costs.
Right. Okay.
I l I put the thing in. I usually
Right.
run in the gas station because I wanna get some sunflower seeds or something.
Right.
So I run in there, get that, I come out, I pull out the nozzle, I put it
Put it
back on the thing, I get back in the car, and I drive
right.
off. I don't even know how much it
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how much it costs to fill my truck up.
Right. I have no idea.
No idea.
Ah. Well, you guys need to comment on this one.
No
Email us,
idea.
comment, like all the things, right? So there was a study published in the Journal of Economic Psychology. I could not tell you the year.
Mhm,
It studied 1,000 Phillips. I guess this was in one day in upstate New York.
mhm.
So 1,000 Phillips. 60% of purchases, the values ended in double zero.
60%?
600 people made sure that their purchase ended in double zero.
That's
And
legit.
another 7% ended in '01, and the rest were just whatever.
Mhm.
So out of 1,000 people, 600 of them made sure it was double zero when it ended.
You know what's funny? It just brought up a memory. I used to do that in high school
Okay.
with my car when I would fill it up. I would always wanna get to an even number,
Well, in high school, you're watching your money.
and I was paying cash.
Right.
So
You
I'm
didn't
like,
want
"Okay,
change.
let's get it right there." But even with the OCD, this is the funny shit, is you sitting there
Yep.
squeezing, trying to get it just right, trying to get it
Yep.
just right,
And then you
and then
go
it was at
over.
01.
Yeah. So now what do? Are you trying to
I don't
fit a
know.
whole
What do
nother
you do?
dollar's worth of gas in your
Right.
tank?
Or you gotta go in and get 99 cents worth of
You ain't
coins.
doing that
I
shit.
don't want that. I
No,
don't want that.
I
So
don't.
maybe I'll try to get it to 50
Yeah. Yeah. If you're
and
paying
just get a couple
cash,
quarters.
maybe, like, if you got a $10 bill in your pocket and it ends at 9.70, I don't want that 30 cents back.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. So
You
this
know what
is
he should do?
what?
Walk in the gas station and say, "I need 100 on pump 7." And
And
they'll
just let it
type it
stop.
in, and it'll
Yeah.
do its own thing.
Yeah, do that. His name is Squatch, by the way. And again, I cleared this with him, so he's fine with it. We call him Squatch because he's 6'7".
Oh my
He's just a big
gosh.
hairy animal, right? So we call him
Jeez,
Squatch.
where's he buy clothes?
I don't know.
They were talking about this
I
on a
don't know.
podcast I was listening to earlier today, like, when you start going above 6'6", 6'7"
Yeah.
area, or even like the 7
Yeah.
footers, yeah, it's custom made.
Yeah.
You ain't
I
shopping
mean,
at
a
Big and
lot of his
Tall.
T-shirts are 3X's just because of the
Jeez.
length of the torso. right?
Wow.
So here's one from Quora. Is that what that is? Quora. Is that a website? Whatever.
Cora?
This is just a funny one where it's estimated that around 1 in 2,000 drivers will drive off with the pump still in their tank.
Have you ever done it?
I have never done
One time. I was in high school.
it. How
I
long
t
did it take before you
I didn't
noticed?
well, what
First of
was
all, is it on driver's side or passenger side? Do you remember?
oh, man, my high school car, I think it was passenger
So you didn't
side.
see that shit at all.
No, 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 no. I just drove off, and luckily it had the safety,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
thing, and snapped that
Yeah, it
MF
snaps it.
right off, and the
Yeah.
guy comes running out of the gas station. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, wait," because it was still stuck in my car, and I'm driving through the parking lot.
And it's dragging
I
behind
see
your
he's
car.
dragging by him. I look at him like, "Oh god, what is wrong with me?" So, he pulls it out, he reconnects it. He's like, "Don't worry about it. It's all good. You're good to go." I was like, "Number 1, I'm broke. I don't have any money.
Right.
I
Well,
can't repair
I think
this."
they're repairable.
Yeah.
I think they're breakaway on purpose,
Yes.
so
Yes,
you
this
don't
one
hurt your car.
definitely was a breakaway.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the fuel shuts off behind it too.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
not just spewing gas out of the pump.
Yeah.
But I think the shutoff is inside the actual pump housing, the body of the pump there,
Ah, not in the handle.
not in the actual handle, right?
Gotcha. You know what happened to me another time too?
Oh god, what is happening?
Again, I may have been in college, but I'm still broke. I got no money, like, I'm counting every dollar.
Right,
And I put the pump in, I put it on the auto shut off, I go in the gas station, do it. I bought whatever, a Sprite and some seeds.
right.
I come out and there was fuel just spilling everywhere. I'm like, "It doesn't take $45 to fill my car." It cost
Didn't
literally
shut
cost
off?
like no, the auto shut off did not work, and
Oh.
I swear it probably
Oh.
took $20 to fill my car up at that time.
You
We're
filled it up
talking
twice.
40 something, and
You know
I'm
what
like and I went in there, I'm like, Your machine malfunctioned." She's like,
Right.
"Well, you're supposed to be responsible and stand there and
Yeah,
watch it."
yeah,
I was like, "Nah, damn it, you got me.
yeah.
Here's
I use that
$45."
shut off every time.
I do too.
I've never had that happen.
It's only happened the one time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, Squatch, we talked about it the whole time. I told you it was coming, though.
I wanna meet Squatch.
You did
Is
oh,
everyone you work with, like, 8 feet tall?
no. There used to be a group of us that were all there was probably years ago, there was about 6 or 7 of us that were over 6'5",
Mm.
and we called ourselves the Tower, and we would walk around together. You know what a tower
You
is?
guys think you're so fucking
No,
cool.
a tower is a group of giraffes.
Oh, really?
It's a real thing. So it's a group of giraffes was called a tower.
Yeah,
So
well,
the 6 or
there you
7 of
go.
us would get together, and we'd walk around, be like, "Oh, the tower's on the move."
That's I like that.
There's not as
Never
many
heard of that before.
Yeah, there's
Alright.
not as many, but that was a thing. I think that's
Oh,
enough for
god.
gas. Sorry, Squatch.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Thanks,
Moving on.
Squash, for giving us a little bit of, little something there.
Oh, man, it turned into a whole thing today.
Yeah.
His, like and his the OCD level just took over.
Mhm. It's funny how those office dynamics, because I
Yeah,
don't get that because
yeah.
I'm in outside
Right,
bopping
right.
around all day, but,
Different
between
personalities, all the things.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a different world.
yeah.
I haven't had it in years, but I remember it when I did.
So, moving on, something else. So, kinda like you were talking about your car in high school, your car in college. I was thinking about we had touched on this right before we started recording, but talking about friendships
Yeah.
and how they evolve over the years.
Mhm.
And the thought that I kinda had was like, look at your friends you had in high school, then you go off to college. So these friends you had in high school, if you went to the same school system your whole life, you probably had some of these friends for, I mean, years,
Yeah.
right?
12 years, 12, 13
And then you
years.
split off and go to college, and it's like you completely, I don't wanna say completely forget about them, but kinda move on from them, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then once you graduate college, now that friend circle may last a little longer, but,
Mhm.
once you kind of establish yourself, move into suburbia, then your friend group kinda changes again.
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic, right?
It is a
Because
weird
you
dynamic.
think these boys in high school, you're boys for life. Eh, boys for right now.
It's kinda like when you date that one chick in high school, you
Right.
think that,
That's
"Oh, I'm
it.
in love, and we're gonna get
Yeah.
married, we're gonna this,"
Yeah.
and your parents are telling you, "No, you're not." Like,
But
just
is it
don't.
something you think about? Like, in your mind, are you like, "Man, I miss John from 10th grade chemistry class. Like, we were boys." No, you don't, right? You get what I mean, though? Like, We were boys for 10
You
years.
got real deep there for a second. You're like, I think this may be a true story.
It
you're
is not a
talking
true story. It's just a it's just a name in a class I
Old John
taught
from
of.
chemistry
Old
class.
John from chemistry class. You
Think
get the
about him on the late nights,
Yeah, you
when it's
get the
lonely.
point, though. I think we had talked about in a few episodes earlier about finding friendships as men
Mhm.
and kind of finding your people. But then if you really think about it, you have found your people in several seasons of your life,
Yeah.
right? You know, that's always like people are put into your life for a season
Mhm.
to help you through whatever. So it's weird because when you're in high school, you have all kinds of friends.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really experience the college thing, but you have a lot of friends in college too. I can only imagine.
Mhm.
And then you leave. What happens after college the rest of your life, right? You get a job, you meet somebody. So now your friends kind of evolve. Like our friendship evolved from us moving into the same neighborhood
Yep.
and outlook, right? So it's how you deal with that changing persona around you.
I'm probably the worst person to answer this
Yeah, because you
question.
have 37,000 friends. We've talked about this.
No, I've got like 10 friends,
His contact list. He doesn't have
36,990
memory.
acquaintances.
He doesn't have memory left in his phone because he's got so many contacts.
Well, no, here's the reason I'm the worst person to ask this question to. Where have you lived your whole life? Cincinnati area?
Around here, yeah.
Yep.
And never moved out.
I've lived in New York, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio.
That's a whole nother dynamic.
Yeah, and I moved at very critical points in my life. I moved
Right.
going from oh gosh, 8th grade going into ninth grade is
Okay.
when I moved from New York to Tennessee.
Oh,
2
man.
completely different worlds
And that
and critical in a critical area when you're
yeah.
freshman in high school
Oh,
going
yeah.
to Tennessee of all
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, coming from New York
Yeah.
to Tennessee.
And then in Tennessee,
Oh,
I was,
man.
I was doing pretty well. I was dating a cheerleader. I was captain of the wrestling team, one of the
Yeah.
3 captains of the wrestling team.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, junior year's over, summer break comes. My dad's like, by the way, we're moving to Augusta, Georgia for your senior year.
Oh,
I'm like, you
no.
got to be kidding me.
Oh,
So
boy.
anyway, did that. So
And
now
that's devastating at that moment in time, isn't it?
it was, it was because I
Yeah,
mean,
it
I was
is.
the man,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Well, not
I
only that, I mean, in high school, like, your friends become a little closer. Your circle
yeah,
tightens up,
yeah.
and it becomes a little closer.
And then I'm gonna be a senior.
Right.
You know, yeah, you
Best
got the
best
senior
year of your life.
superlatives, the whole
Yeah.
shit,
And you gotta
and
start over.
now I gotta start over in
Oh,
Augusta, Georgia, which it was really cool. This guy, man, he passed away. His name is Leon. I'll never forget him. Very first day of school for me at my senior year in Augusta, Georgia, I sat right when you walked into the homeroom, I sat in a desk right there in that first row. He sat on the complete opposite side of the room. Leon, probably the most popular guy in school.
yeah.
Got voted, I think he was voted class clown or most likely to this and most likely to that. I mean,
Right.
he got voted a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Everybody knew Leon. And Leon just looks over at me, he goes, "Hey, come sit over here with us." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." And I had no idea who he was. He
Right.
could have been anybody
You
for
had
all I
no
knew.
clue.
And he brought me over there. He brought me into his circle. And I was fortunate enough to
Instant
get in
popular.
instantly. Well, when you're the new kid at school, though, especially in a small town, Augusta's a small town.
Yeah.
When you're that new meat running around, everybody that lives in Augusta lived there their whole life.
Yeah, you're the
So
new
you
guy.
get this guy from number 1, New York, and then Tennessee, and then now here.
Yeah.
It was a thing. So now I've got all these different friendships. And
Yeah.
then when I went to undergrad, I did 1 year at Georgia Southern, and then I finished my degree at UNC Greensboro in
Okay.
North Carolina. So now I got friends from Statesboro. I got friends from North Carolina. And I will tell you, I mean, to make a very long story short, and then I moved to Florida after that, now I moved to
Right.
Ohio. In New York, there is one guy in particular I am extremely close with. We cannot talk for 2, 3 years. We pick up the phone, it's like we never lost a
Yeah.
beat. And when I go back home to Buffalo, I usually stay at his house.
Okay.
His name's Tom.
Yeah.
Love Tom.
It was at your
But
birthday party, right? Was that him?
no, that's Tim. Tim's Florida.
I thought he was a New York guy.
No. Tom,
The one Alicia surprised you with?
that's Tim from Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, now Tim's my other brother.
It was Tom.
It was not Tom. You've never met Tom.
Never.
Tom's never been to Ohio. It was Tim all day long. I swear to you. And then I got, Brandon. I probably haven't talked to Brandon in 4 years, but I guarantee if I pick up the phone right now, we wouldn't have
Right.
missed a beat.
Right.
Wouldn't have missed a beat. So it's those kind of friendships and those type of relationships that I cherish. And then now I feel like with you, we are going to leave this area
Yeah.
as soon as Max graduates. We're
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
And then if you guys are still here, I'm sure we're gonna have that same, "Oh my gosh, I'm wearing the same
What are you
shirt
doing? No,
there."
no, you're not.
Yeah, I am, but this one's gray.
It doesn't say the same thing. It kinda
It
does,
kinda does, but
except
not
for the hot
totally the
wife
same
part.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess
Which
you
I'm
gotta be on
still looking
YouTube to see
forward to
that.
that.
Anyway, I'm rambling, and I don't wanna keep
That's
rambling,
fine.
but
That's
yes,
fine.
friendships evolve, and
So how do dealing with that, right? Always feeling like you're kinda starting over. Because I don't wanna say friendships are the most thing, but it's pretty you wanna have friends.
it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Like, Lish, for example, grew up in one little town her
Right.
whole entire life. Still has friends. She's got like 2 or 3 people from elementary school that she's still
Yeah.
super tight with, and she wants that for Demi. And I, on the other hand, am like, "I'll pick up and move tomorrow."
Right.
Doesn't
Well,
ju
so to speak of that, I grew up in, um, Landon area, which I went to Kings, right?
Mhm.
Where your boys go now. So that tells you how
Yep.
far I've moved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Lived up in Dayton for a little while, came
Tw
back.
25 minutes is where you how far you
Right.
moved. Yeah.
So, the friendships from high school that I still have, 0.
Really? And you're
Now
in this area.
now, I say 0 because I'm not really in contact with anybody, but if I see them out somewhere, I'm gonna say hi, we're gonna talk, and it's gonna be fine.
Do you get info about your class reunion?
I went to what was the last reunion I went to? I went to my 20 year,
Mhm.
and at my 20-year reunion, there was probably 8 or 9 people out of my friend group that were there.
Well, your 30 years gotta be coming
Yeah.
up, right?
Thanks, Naeem.
No, but so is mine. I
You know what?
mean,
You know what? My 30 year was last year.
oh, guess you're going to the 40.
We weren't gonna talk about the age thing, remember?
Oh gosh. Well, I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, I think your 30 years probably this year. And I missed it by 1
You
year.
missed it
Sorry.
by
It was
1
another
year.
one.
Graduated in '94.
Well,
Anyway,
you who lived here your whole
yeah,
life went to
so
a class reunion.
yes.
I, on
I've
the other
never been
hand,
to
went
one.
to 3 different
Yeah,
schools systems.
right.
Never been to one.
Well, the kind of where I was going with my story was out of like, I don't have that guy from school,
Mhm.
from high school. Just doesn't exist. Now, I know people, if I see them out, I'm gonna say hi, we're gonna talk. I do run into them occasionally. I'll run into them at basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
Some of us have boys that are kind of the same age, so I'll talk. We'll BS for a while, but when we go our separate ways, it's the end of it.
Hmm.
I think that's just
But there's nothing wrong with
there
that
isn't
though.
anything wrong with it, right? So your
Because
friendships evolve,
yes. Because
right?
now you've got like a friend in me. We've talked
Right.
about this.
Yep.
4:30 in the morning, something goes wrong,
Absolutely.
you call me,
We're
I'm there.
answering.
Yeah,
We're answering
we're
all day, every
vice
day.
versa. Yep, absolutely. So we have that, and I
Yeah.
have that with people, who don't live here, and you who does live here,
Right.
you know? And then we've got a couple people in Beaver Creek that we can do that with,
Yeah.
about 30
Yeah.
minutes away.
Yeah.
Um, Rod, Doug, Steve,
Yeah.
those 3
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
There's something else.
I think
Yeah.
but I think it might be tough for some guys to kinda they wanna hold on to that past.
Mhm.
I'm here to say you just gotta let it go, man. If the friendship doesn't your favorite word, organically, if it doesn't organically survive the test, don't worry about that, okay? I left it on for you. The ringer is on for you.
Gee,
That's my doorbell.
it's like
Somebody's at my house.
5 ringers on your
Don't worry
phone.
about it. We had this whole conversation. Naeem and his wife leave the ringers off on their phone. That's why this is funny because I leave mine on now to bother him.
'Cause I'm an adult. I don't need to hear it.
So, see, but back to what we were kind of talking about. Just to wrap it up, we need to get off here. We're rambling too much, but just got to embrace your new friends and go find them. Right?
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and you are the company you keep. They say.
And chances are the friends you make at this age are gonna be people that either live in your neighborhood or friends of your children's
Yeah, yeah.
parents.
And I would take that a step further and think that maybe friends that you meet in your 40s and your 50s, since you are later in life, but Said 50 out loud.
You're not 50 yet.
They might
Easy.
be. It might be a better friendship
I think they
because
are.
you're established.
You are established, and you talk about different things.
Because you're
You know?
not looking to grow up because you are.
Right.
You have what you want in life, or you're pursuing it.
And
Right.
if you wanna tell people to kick rocks, then tell them to kick rocks.
Right. We'll
Like
see.
that. See?
All right, I
Let
think
'em.
that's enough for now. Right. I think we've rambled.
You don't wanna end on a funny note?
What?
Or,
You have a funny note?
I don't.
You're
No.
just putting me on the spot here, aren't you?
Yeah, come on.
I got
Tell me a
nothing.
joke.
I
Nothing?
got nothing.
All right, guess we'll hit him with something else later.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See ya.